There you are. Look, I've purchased a copy of Streets of Rage 4 for Steam, so it's on the computer. Been playing it, keeping it traditional with the 8-bit Do controller. What is this? The M30 wireless controller, which is pretty sweet. It's a good game to play it on, using the D pad and everything. But I purchased it the other day when it came out. It was released on the 30th, and I've been playing it. Not a huge Streets of Rage historian. I've played the first one, I played a little bit of the second one. Yeah, I've never really completed them. I may have beat the first one, I don't know. But so I was more of a Double Dragon guy back in the days, but I decided to check this game out, and I'm really glad that I did because this one is pretty awesome. I have to say, I'm pretty happy with it. You know, just the overall look of the game, how because it's a new game. It doesn't look like an, an old school game. I mean, it is just that it's side scrolling and everything else, but I mean it doesn't have pixels. I think the developers even made mention of that in some of the graffiti that you might see throughout the stage. I seen one thing that said, "Where are my pixels?" and I imagine that was kind of a nod at that because this is all like nice, smooth art, which I'm fine with. For today's times, I'm fine with games looking new. You know, but it looks awesome. The atmosphere of some of the levels is just pretty awesome. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but most of my footage that I record here is from the second level because I didn't want to go into the whole game and spoil all the surprises and whatnot, or the levels and everything else. And I haven't actually beat it yet. I only on the fifth stage, which the fifth stage has been kind of rough on me, getting through the whole stage with enough lives to beat the boss at the end. But yeah, it's great. It kind of has like when I first start playing it, I just expected like a beat 'em up style throughout it. Just your Streets of Rage stuff, but they really added some elements to it that I really think helped the game. The Just like slamming people, being able to do that, and then the added like bonuses, like where you can use the kind of like a tiger punch or whatever it's called, and the Haruken, or I forget what it's called in Street Fighter, but the crazy fiery uppercut thing that Ryu and Ken does. You can do that when you get a star in the game. That's pretty awesome. I think a lot of, like I was saying, like I think a lot of stuff kind of feels like it's like they've changed it from a Streets of Rage game, and I think they've added like some Double Dragon elements to it. Like I think the jump kick is like, I remember the jump kick in the original Streets of Rage. You kind of like just sling your leg out, and it looks kind of wonky to me. I never did like it very much. I think the jump kicks in Streets of Rage Part 4 is pretty awesome how they extend their leg, and it looks nice and uniform like the Double Dragon jump kick. I think that reminds me of Double Dragon. I think how you slam people reminds me of Double Dragon. I think the back fist when he does the elbow and then into the back fist. That reminds me. Now it's different for every character. I've only played with Axel, who's one of the original characters. I know Axel and Blaze is in the game, and they got two other characters that I'm not really that familiar with because I never did play Streets of Rage. I played well, I said that earlier. But yeah, the star attacks, which I mentioned earlier, that was pretty awesome. How you can do the crazy fiery uppercut. Uh, Another thing that I really like is you can do these like power kind of attacks with and it takes away some of your health, which that's nothing too new for a beat 'em up game, but I really enjoy it. How you can do just like a combo of moves, punches and whatnot with just uh, using a small portion of your health. I love taking it, like if I got like some food on the stage, I just wait, and get the character all set up and then just start unloading on some of the characters just until, that right moment. And then I just pick up the food. And then, like, if there's a turkey, you can just totally fill up your health bar again, which I think is quite satisfying. But, yeah. The music in the game is just awesome. Whoever did the music, they really knocked it out of the park with this one. I really love it. I mean, I think probably my favorite tune so far is on the fifth stage when you get to the second half of it. That's probably my favorite tune in the game. I mean, that's probably some of the best video game music I've heard in a while. Like that, it really just sets home with me, I think. Like I said, all the characters are different earlier in the game, and the characters that you fight is pretty cool too. Because you got the one girl who does the jump kicks, and they're kind of hard to anticipate with her. I haven't quite figured her out. I think she comes into this scene on like the third stage or so, and you really got to watch what she's doing to avoid her jump kicks. So sometimes you can do it, sometimes you can't. But they all have a different look. I like that the guy who had the it's like a bat wings or something on the back of his jacket. He's made a return to the series. He's probably been in all the series. I don't really know, but yeah, he's cool. And one dude who I feel is like an Orange Cassidy ripoff. He's in the game, and he just the entire time he just has his hands like right in his pockets, and he's jumping at you and doing kicks and stuff. So to me, that is the Orange Cassidy ripoff guy. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. But let's see. I know I'm probably saying it's pretty awesome a lot. I need to watch that, don't I? Yeah, the bosses are pretty amusing. Some of the themes that they got going for some of the bosses. Some of them are like, I didn't expect them to do that, because it's back in the day when I was playing video games. I don't think they would have a boss like, you know, one of them. I hate to spoil it, but they kind of got like a. I won't spoil it, but you can ask me in the comments or something. Let's keep it fresh for everybody. But yeah, I think some of the things that they included into the game is kind of like a throwbacks to games outside of the Streets of Rage, like franchise. I think they definitely had like a little bit of an ode to Karnoff and on one of the characters. Keep your eye out for that. I think they had something from Street Fighter 2 where you're like busting up on a car. And it felt very Street Fighter 2-esque to me. I think that's. And then there's a picture of like a samurai who definitely reminds me of like Shredder. So kind of felt like a Shredder thing to me, but he didn't have like the whole the this part was his brow part wasn't quite right on his helmet. So maybe they changed it just enough to scoot by on the copyright infringement or whatnot. So, but anyways, the game, excellent cutscenes. They started out. They set up the beginning story for you. Whenever you first hit start and start up the game, and they talk about Mr. X being gone and that there's a new regime out there and that you gotta the whole thing. I mean these games story wise. I mean I don't think anybody's like looking to play these for like the story alone, because I mean they're amusing, but like if you're playing your game for like story mode, I mean you're probably wanting to play like a role playing game of some sort, At least I would think that, or just or if you wanted to watch a movie, you can turn on some Metal Gear Solid nowadays. Nah, I'm just kidding. Some of them is just like, how much stuff do I gotta watch? Like that Death Stranding game, I'm like, I know it's just like an interactive movie, so it's like Hideo Kojima. He was a great game designer, But I think he's a little too full of himself. But I don't want to get off on that because this is about Streets of Rage. But just something that kind of popped in my mind when I was, you know, rambling on with my thoughts. But yeah, story, everything's just been great about the game. I've really enjoyed it. I think everybody should pick it up if they get a chance to pick it up. And it was pretty cheap on Steam. I think it was like $24. Taxes and everything just for a download. So that ain't bad. Not bad for a brand new game. I mean, the sale might be over now. I don't know. I got it on the first day that it came out, but this game was recommended to me by Brains, and he said I should do a review on it. And I appreciate you throwing out the suggestion to me because I've really enjoyed it. It's definitely something that warms my heart, these type of games. I go back in the days and just think about how video games just makes me want to do things. Like when I play Gradius, I just want to take control of like this intergalactic spacecraft thing and just save the entire world. And when I play Streets of Rage, I think I want to go out and start beating up bad guys and save my town. Either that or I'm just going to go to sleep. So, anyways, thanks for watching.